is being grammarian. I'm being grammarian and word master, as well as being the general evaluator. Now, as a grammarian and word master, I'm to provide a word and encourage you to use that word. And I just grabbed this card, and the word I want to emphasize is privilege. Privilege meaning I have a right or a responsibility for something. It's my privilege to be here. It's my privilege to be a Toastbuster, but I'm also permitted to rise to a question of privilege. So that's another definition in the rules of order that we use based on Robert's Rules of Order, which I have right here, a copy. And to rise to a question of personal privilege in Robert's Rules of Order means that I can stand up and respectfully interrupt the speaker. So for example, personal privilege would be, or general privilege is, we cannot hear the speaker. You know, you can't have a meeting if you can't hear the speaker. And one of the things I've just noticed is that when you're talking into the microphone, this microphone we're using today, you really have to hold it up and speak right into it. So if I stand up and interrupt, it's because I'm rising to a point of general privilege so that we can hear you. So that's my word, and I hope you can use the word privilege throughout the meeting. And I'll also be listening and counting to a certain degree how many times we all say or one of the more one of the words we hear a lot in English are people overusing the word like. Okay, so thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Christina.
Thank you very much. And before we start, I would like to check with our virtual guests that they can hear me, right? Because Colin, can you hear me now?
Now, much better. Thank you. And thank you, Miles, for your feedback.
Thank you very much. So let's return to the list of things that I have started doing to be happy. So number 2 is that I have started doing more things for myself, because I have such a huge amount of work that sometimes I just forget doing things for myself. Very little things that I really enjoy. Meeting friends, going more to Toastmasters, and I would suggest for all of you to do the same. And the third one is that actually I have started the meditation practice thanks to Alina, because she advised me a very good course. For me, meditation would be something absolutely unusual and very difficult to perceive and understand. But now I feel that meditation somehow helps me to be more aware even of how to be happy. And with this, I would like to present our amazing timer, Daniil Pojlakov. Yes, let's welcome our not virtual guest, our not virtual participant.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, timer, second time in a row. So now notice the problem. But I suppose actually the last time I was again. About my role. As you know, we each teach an event today for every time limits, the minimum of maximum. So when we reach the minimum time limit, when you are 30 seconds before the time limit, I will show you yellow card, and when you reach the time limit, I will show you the red card. So I will write it down in this kind of form, and it will be totally safe in history of the forever. So be aware of that.
Thank you very much. Guys, some time ago, I heard such a phrase, and I would like to leave it like an open question, probably, that happiness is something that comes from the inside out. Do you agree with this? Daniel, do you agree? That happiness comes from the inside out, that it doesn't depend on external circumstances.
As anyone who has practiced a scientific method, I certainly would say that I agree partially, because to me, happiness is omnipresent. It comes from everywhere towards everything, and it's within our powers, if we are able to do it, to catch it, if we can.
Thank you very much, and let's applause, guys. Today you're not very loud. Paulina, what do you think? Does happiness come from the inside, or it depends on external circumstances?
Hello, everybody. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that, because happiness is all about your feelings, how you feel this life, what you are doing in your life, and your happiness is depending on yourself, at what you are doing with your life.
Thank you. And would you like also to add something? Yes, you would like. I see it on your face because you're very happy.
I think so. Of course, the external events affect our feelings. So there is also a choice how to react to them. Sometimes when you face happy events, you're happy in a second. And when you face some negative situations, you have to put a lot of effort to reach these happiness. But it is it's approachable, right? Approachable. Yeah. So you have to try and succeed.
Thanks, Anne. Let's clap, Anne, and thank you very much. I would like also to add that I think that being negative is much easier than being positive, because we need much more energy to be positive than to be negative. And at some moment I noticed that I would even prefer suffering to happiness, because happiness needs power, needs energy, and needs you to invest into being happy sometimes. And I think that meditation, for example, that I have already mentioned, is some kind of, how to say, tool to be more aware of what you're doing and how you're feeling. And after certain kind of reflection, I understood that I have to learn how to consciously be happiness and not permit my brain to make me unhappy. Okay, guys, so with that, I also would like to welcome our quiz master, Alexandra Yefremova. Would you like to just say a couple of words and explain what exactly you will be doing today?
Hi, guys. Hi, nice to meet you. So I'm Alexandra. I used to be a Toastbusters member of another club, which does not open right now, but never mind. It's right. So today I took a role which is brand new for me. So in my club, back then we didn't have such role at all. I don't know why, a quiz master. So I'll be the person listening very attentively to every single word you say tonight. And at the end of the meeting, I will ask you questions. Are you ready? Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much. You can approach us, you can come closer. So coming back to the topic of our meeting, I absolutely agree with you, Daniel, that happiness is in the present moment. And sometimes we don't live the present moment, including me. And I think that it's some kind of skill that we have to learn. And now let's enjoy the present moment of speeches. Yes. And it would be a privilege for us to welcome on the stage our first speaker. And are you ready to take the stage, or would you need some more time? You would need 1 minute. Okay. What? Okay, guys, then as our speaker needs 1 more minute, I would like to ask those people who still haven't asked about happiness. So as you have approached us, I would like to say you good evening. And what do you think about the feeling of happiness? So is it something that comes from the inside or from the outside?
Is it something to stand up? Okay. Okay. Well, you need to answer sincerely or just a cliche. Okay. Well, sorry to repeat my recipe of happiness, not to be anxious, not to worry, not to care about if you are less successful than other people, not as healthy than they are, not as wealthy than they are, etc., not as clever than they are. This is the formula of happiness. Just believe me. Thanks.
I actually absolutely believe you, because sometimes I also enjoy comparing myself with other people. And I think that it's something that kills us from the inside, actually. It kills all the desire to go further. And I have just recently heard such a phrase that really clicked with me, that don't compare your first page of the book with the 10th page of the book of another person. And I think this is true. Okay, then Daniel, would you like to say something about happiness? How do you perceive happiness? So does it come from the inside, from the outside? What do you think?
I think that first it comes from inside, because it's your reaction to the situation around you. But to be honest, sometimes it's much easier to be happy than the trash situation around is actually good. More reasons to be happy. Yeah. When I succeed in something, for example, when I enjoy something, when I hear a good joke, nice people, meet nice people, little flavors.
Thank you very much. So yes, we can clap for saying a word here. Thank you very much. So Anne, I think you're ready now, right? Well, great. Then with this, I would like to present our first speaker, Anna Gonzalez, with her project, with high performance leadership project. It will be the first speech on this project. She's going through the presentation mastery path, and her project is called Show Must Go On. Let's welcome Anne on the stage.
Hello, everybody. Hi, it's very nice to see you. I know we are a small group. I think I got some of you on the camera. So this is my last project of my past. So it's a very special one to me because I really like my past. I want to talk to you about what it means to face difficulties and what do you need to do, or what we should do when we are faced with those problems, how to overcome those. Not on a personal level this time, as is normally my style, but in this time, I want to really specifically talk about a real case, and it's a working project that I'm working on right now, and it's a project that I will mention today, and it's called, well, this is not the name of the project, of course, this is my approach to this, and it's called The Show Must Go On, Part 1. Suspense. Please, can we go to the next slide, please? So iModel is a company that has been working in Russia and some other Soviet Union country, ex-Soviet Union countries, and it's basically a photo studio for regular people. Quite popular business right now. We are now on the lookout for expanding our business. So that's what we were doing at the beginning of this year. So we were trying to expand our business to, where do you think we wanted to expand? As everybody else, Europe, right? That was the goal, to go to Europe. So that was the next step. The next step was, okay, we're doing well here, where we will go next? Let's go to Europe. There's good living there, so people have money to spend. Perfect. Next slide, please. So this is generally our goals. So basically move to choose a country in Europe, ideally, that was the goal. And then to plan a launch strategy to insert ourselves in the market. And these are just numbers I don't want to bore you with. So later we thought about what are the key problems to solve. The first one is, of course, finding a country that will suit our needs. The second one was, what are the mass events that we can do? Considering already that back then we already had COVID, dealing with that. So we needed to think, what is the place where we can go that and are able to go into our business, which is studio for photos. And then where can we actually do mass events considering COVID? Then we had our next and last point, which was developing a strategy and how to enter the new marketing strategy, basically. Can we go to the next one, please? So basically the same as just mentioned, this was our goal, the 3 stages of our project. Everybody in our team was very happy and we were dreaming about the future. We were thinking, yeah, we're going to Europe. Next slide, please. This is our team. I am the team manager of this team. Katia, Vika, Vano, Ivanka. And we have been working in this project for almost half a year. So it's been quite intense. Please, let's go to the next slide. So then the unthinkable happened in February. I guess I don't need to say more, right? I think the unthinkable happened. What happened after the unthinkable happened? Of course, everybody went into some sort of crisis, depression somehow, because the whole plan was changed. We never think about where else to go if it's not Europe. Where is there even other options? Like, it was very hard for the team. And not even for the team, we are consultants. Not only for the team, but for our client. We would have meetings with the client was lost. And I was, as a team leader, I was like, shouldn't you know what you want by now? But the client was lost, so we needed to keep it together. So please, the next slide. So we needed to be ready for change, right? We needed to think within our situation, what are the options? And basically, we had a time in which we were basically a little bit sad and dismotivated for this whole thing because all our options of country, we had 20 countries to choose from Europe. We narrowed them down to 10. So we were choosing only within Europe 10 countries. So that was already some months of work. And for now to think that we're back to zero, we needed to start over. So it was a little bit sad. And I mean, we were a little bit angry as well. But what can we do, right? So we needed to look somewhere else. So we did. Can we please move to the next slide? So then we changed. As you can see, we have now to all the European countries basically, and we've been going through a level of change in the countries that we're choosing. And can we move? This is a slide on process, so this is not the final result. Please, can we move on to the next slide? So the purpose of this project is to expand the business. The purpose of this seat is to show that even though there are always issues in life, not in your personal life only, but in business, months of work and money for that work, wasted basically. Everything was wasted. People were demotivated. Without motivation, you cannot do anything. Even if they pay you to do stuff, if you are not motivated, the results are not going to be good. So we took a break of 1-2 days, and then we went back to work. And we decided to look into Asian countries and Middle East countries because we had to. right? And this is our, that was our mission. The mission is still to expand the business to a market that is similar to us, to what we want. A market that is still friendly to foreign business, especially if we're considering foreign business coming from Russia, which is a little bit of spice there in the idea. So these are milestones now. So we have defining the audience, target, segment, variable position. That was planned between February and March. Define criteria and financial aspects, March. That's already done, I will tell you later. Assets, countries, according to these criteria and the criteria that we will develop, March. Choose a country. That should happen this month, actually, so it's quite exciting. And entry market and the final launching campaign. So we are now in this almost close place. We are in April. So whether we accomplish or not the goals, it's our initial goals, initial timeline, whether we accomplish those goals or not, can we go to the next slide, please? It's going to be part of our next speech. So stay tuned for part 2. Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, I think that many people turned out to be in such a situation where they had to change everything just within a couple of days. Okay, what to do? So now, just a second, I would like to present our second speaker who will be online. So with that, I would like to welcome Colm Whelan, who will be representing a speech from the, well, it will be level 3 team collaboration. And the project is about understanding vocal variety. And the title of the speech is Spin Those Wheels. Colm, please spin those wheels. And turn on your sound, Colm.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Good evening to everyone. I'm very privileged to be here tonight. So let's start. Life is like riding a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you just keep moving. Albert Einstein. You all have hobbies. You all have things you enjoy doing to give you balance and to give you some harmony in your life. For some, it's painting. For some, it's singing. For some, it could be meditation or karate. For me, it's the sport on 2 wheels. The sport where the vehicle, the bike, is a different sort of instrument because its passenger is its engine. I would like to tell you a little bit about my 3 most memorable cycling experiences. My first experience is when I was 9 years old. I had some savings put aside. My parents made up the difference to present me on my 9th birthday a brand new Rally Grifter bike with gears in one of the handlebars. 3 whole gears, blue, yellow and red, the highest gear, vroom vroom. I was in cycling heaven on my new bike. I spent the whole June summer's day with my outstretched arms on the wide handlebars. It was a scorching sunny day. Me, my white skin against the scorching sun. Who do you think won? The sun, of course. That night, I lay in bed with my arms plastered in yogurt that my mother smeared from the top of my arms to the bottom. I was in severe pain. Memory number 2. In secondary school, when I was approximately 15 years old, our French teachers announced an excursion, a summer vacation to France on bikes. I signed up. I loaded my bike up with clothes and some snacks for 2 weeks, joined my classmates for the 22-hour boat trip to a port called Cherbourg in France, and off we went. The nose of the boat opened. We flew off on our bikes straight away, enjoying the Brittany terrain, the hilly countryside. We arrived in campsite that evening. What did I forget to do again? Apply my sun cream, of course. When I took my watch off, there was a huge valley, a rift where my watch used to be. I got scorched again, and I probably spent the most uncomfortable night in my life in the middle of 2 other big guys in our 3-man tent. We saw some wonderful sights in France. We saw La Mont Saint-Michel, a beautiful fortress and cathedral. We went to Bayeux, where we saw a 70-meter linen tapestry depicting the Battle of Hastings in 1066, when King Harold met his downfall. And of course, the cultural and capital of France, Paris. My third memory happened not too long ago. I decided to join a cycling club. They invited us for a 50-kilometer trial cycle. Now, I hadn't done 50 kilometers for quite a while, so I was quite anxious at the prospect of having to cycle that much. But I gritted my teeth and made it to the finish line. A very interesting fact about this club is that the leader of our club, our head, represented Ireland in the Paralympic Games and has a hook for a right arm. He actually waved the Olympic flag for Ireland in London in 2012. So those are my favourite 3 memories from my cycling career to date. Hobbies are so important for all of us. They give us balance, they give us harmony, and they give us an extra sparkle in our lives. So I part with 2 pieces of advice for you. I advise you all to have at least 4 hobbies. 1 for money, for health, 1 for joy, and 4th, and not last, 1 for peace. And my second piece of advice for you, or friends who have fair skin, never ever forget your sun cream. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colm. Thank you for such a positive and very inspiring speech. Okay, guys, so now I think that we should have a bit of break, right? Enjoy our amazing company, talk not only about happiness, and of course not forget about cash, or probably not cash. Absolutely. And of course, no happiness without bananas. So let's have 10 minutes break.
Hi, Colm. I kind of went blank, but I was just wondering, after your ride through Brittany, did you say you won a race? I just sort of blanked out. My mind went elsewhere. What was the third part of your story?
Oh yeah, I joined the cycling club.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I remember. I also took a ferry to Cherbourg many years ago with my bicycle, and I also cycled through Brittany down to Mont Saint Michel.
Excellent.
And yeah, and Dinan. I remember the little town of Dinan, which is very close.
Yeah, I was trying to remember some of the French towns that I was in. I remember one called think it was called Corvons, I think. And I looked
yes.
on, and I looked at a map, and I've actually found it. Yeah, so I didn't make it up.
Wonderful.
Where did you get your boat from to Cherbourg?
I was in England, and I left from, I suppose it must have been Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton, would that make sense?
Yeah. Dover, yeah, Southampton.
I was in Winchester. So is Southampton near Winchester, I wonder? Because I remember Winchester Cathedral.
Yeah, you're asking an Irishman. Yes, I won't answer. No. Yeah. So how much of or how long were you cycling in Brittany for?
Well, it was part of a bigger trip. I actually, after I graduated from university, the economy was really slow, and I didn't have a job. So I thought, okay, this is the ideal time to take my bicycle to Europe. And I flew from Calgary to Amsterdam. And then from Amsterdam, I went north up into Denmark. And I had sort of thought, well, maybe I'll even travel into Sweden. But I started that trip in April, and I learned that the weather there is not much better than Canada. So instead of going further north, I thought, okay, I'll go over to the United Kingdom. And then I went up to Scotland, and then down through the Lake District, all the way down to Winchester, Southampton, then over to Cherbourg, and through to the coast, the city of Lorient, which is in the French coast there on the Atlantic, then over to Paris by train. I did hop on the train every once in a while. Then eventually ended up in Stuttgart.
Germany.
Yeah. And so that was a total of about 4 months.
Wow. Nice vacation.
1982.
Yeah.
And are you still a member of a cycling club?
I am, yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
My wife is from Ireland. Well, no, she's not. Her mother was born in Ireland. And my wife has cousins. And one gentleman, Alan, lives in the Cork area. And he's
a different
really...
accent. The Cork accent's a different accent, boy. You wouldn't want to tune into that. You never wouldn't catch up with the call. What to say to you?
Yes. And
yes.
he's really big into cycling, and that's just gorgeous, a gorgeous country to cycle in, all the little roads.
Yeah. I hope to get down there for some weekends in the summer and climb a few small Irish hills. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we had the privilege of visiting her family in 2018. We went over there and spent 4 weeks in Ireland. And so we had a car and got to see a lot of the beautiful countryside from the north to the south. So that was really a special time. Like to do it again.
Yeah, Allah probably thinks we work for the Irish Tourist Board. Yes, Allah.
Hi, Allah.
Allah has tuned out.
Yes.
There she is.
You see, your dialogue is very interesting for me. It's so pleasant to see the people with their remembrances, with their maybe old memories, but nevertheless, they are so pleasant. And then generally in our dark times, to see the people with smile on their faces is so important for me, for example, and I think not only for me.
Yes.
That's how it is. Thank you for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Allah.
Yes, that's why I think it's very important to visit our Toastbusters club, because it gives a sort of improvement of our moods. Human communication is much more important now.
Absolutely. Very true.
That's how it is. Unfortunately, I couldn't come today, and I'm happy that I have an opportunity to join Zoom meeting. That's why it's very important. So thanks again. Thank you.
Zoom is wonderful. It's an amazing opportunity for us to connect around the world.
Yes, it's really amazing, and I'm happy that I was assisted by my granddaughter to switch it on my computer, because I'm technically ignorant, to tell you frankly.
Good for you.
Yes.
Nice to have your granddaughter helping you. Did you say granddaughter or daughter?
Granddaughter.
Oh, wonderful. How old is she?
23.
The young people are a lot more clever than those of us who are older. I'm pretty good, but sometimes I still will ask my kids to help me with something related to the computer.
And in general, you know, she's an IT specialist in general.
Good.
She's working as an IT specialist, as a data scientist. I don't even understand what it is, but her profession is data scientist. That's how it is.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Thank you. So I think our break is over. Shall we continue?
Is it? I guess it should be, yeah, pretty soon. Maybe 2 more minutes.
Yeah, we wait until they call us back.
Colm, where are you now? Are you here or in Ireland?
When I used to check in Moscow, Aeroflot, they'd ask me, where are you going? And I said, Dublin. And they'd say, to Dublin?
Yes. So you are in Dublin, aren't you?
Yes, I'm in Dublin. Yes. So you know the Russian joke, yes?
What joke?
So they asked me where I was going. I said Dublin. And they said, the Russian, check-in people said, to Dublin. Yeah. Russian humor mild. Yes, so the capital of Ireland.
We can't hear you. You're muted. I rise to a point of privilege. Still no sound.
One, two, three. Do you hear me, guys?
How we do?
Perfect.
Excellent.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Perfect.
So I was saying that I think that partially happiness is about improvising, because it's about being surprised and give surprises to other people, I think. So by my nature, I'm a very fundamental person. So I love planning everything in advance. My agenda is busy like for 2 more weeks, like for 2 weeks ahead. It's very complicated sometimes to meet with me, and my friends sometimes get upset with it, but this is true. I have too many things in my life. But I think that on the other hand, our world is such an amazing thing that you must always find time to improvise. So this is exactly what we'll be doing now. We'll be improvising, we'll be getting surprises, and we'll permit other people to be surprised by us. With that, I would like to welcome on the stage Polina Chelnakova, who will be our amazing table topics master today.
Hello, dear Toastmasters. I'm very happy to see you all here. So what is happiness? I'm sure that we can't give only one answer to this question, because for everyone, happiness means something special. There is a very unique definition of this word for each person. As for me, I will be very happy if you all guys will participate in the session of improvisations. Of course, it's a wonderful opportunity for you all to improve your improvisational skills and your English skills. So I will show you the picture. Yeah, my computer is. And you have to think about this picture. You have to think what brings happiness to people. Or
Polina, will you louder, please? Will you speak louder?
Into the microphone, please.
Okay, okay. Is
Thank
it
you.
okay now?
That's better. Yeah, straight into the microphone.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Excellent.
Is it loud enough now? Okay.
Yes, it is.
What are the rules of the session? I'll show you the picture of an artist, and you have to think. What do you think happiness means for people on this picture, or for the artist who drawn this picture? And you also are welcome to comment on if you are agree with the perception of happiness. Let's start. Any volunteers? Okay, please. From 1 to 2 minutes, and 1 minute for preparation. What's your name?
Hello again, everyone. So I'm going to see a picture. Am I right? Okay, show me the picture, please. Okay. Okay. I can see the mom and 2 her kids. Well, of course, they all are happy. The mom is happy seeing the sea, the surf, the fine weather, and having fun with her kids. And the kids accordingly are happy, having fun with their mom and with each other. So everything is simple: seagulls, clouds, the blue sky, ships far away, the sun, the sandy beach, the surf, the sea, the coast of the sea, happy mom and to her happy kids, and everyone is just happy because of the situation surrounding them, and everything is good on positive way, on positive wave. Yes. Okay, thanks. Sure, of course. If okay, if it's really you get married due to your love, it's excellent. Nothing better if you get married due to your love, thanks to your love, real life, real love, real love. That's it.
Anybody else? Hi. So that. Okay. So as we all can see on the picture, there are kids and they are watching on the rainbow. So, well, maybe when you're a child, that makes you everything in life, like whether playing with your toys, with your friends, being in family, or just simply hanging out with your friends and watching the rainbow brings you joy. But when we grow up, I don't think that we tend to enjoy those small, tiny things, unfortunately. Well, as for me, if you ask me what makes me happy, I'd say that my goals make me happy. Surprised? Well, I've been interested in setting goals techniques for about 7 years. I've tried several types of them and finally have developed a technique which turned out to help me. So the previous year, I've set 5 goals for my own life, and my efficiency rate was 80%. And this year, I of course just repeat this technique, this case to have some progress in my life. And why this makes me happy achieving my goals is because I believe that my goals bring me further to better me. So my goals are steps to my better self. So this is what brings me joy and makes me happy.
I have to answer the question, what do I see in the picture? What kind of happiness, right?
Okay. No sound. Okay.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Amazing. This picture reminds me about my childhood because I have a countryside in the Kaluga region. So we have such an amazing cozy house that was built, I don't know, probably 40, probably 50 years ago. And I remember that when I was a little child, I would play with my friends there who were from absolutely different Russian cities. And we would do actually almost the same thing. I remember that we had a neighbor next to us who had a lot of cows. And there was a family, they had 2 horses. And the greatest thing that I would do, I would come to this person, I would talk with her, I would help her to take care of the animals. And I think that this is actually the best childhood that I could have ever had. I had an amazing possibility to, you know, somehow communicate with, well, I would say with nature and just be free. And I think what I can see here on this picture is that these amazing children are free and they enjoy every moment of their life. They are present, they're happy, they do what they really want. In my opinion, the current life has changed quite a lot. The present moment has changed us a lot. I mean, in terms of the format of our life. So we are mostly in our phones, in our gadgets, even children who would be like 3 years old, even 1 year old, instead of enjoying everything around us, they are in the gadgets. And it's absolutely different to what I had. So I think that, yes, they are happy because they are free. They can talk, they can be children, they can play. And I think that this is exactly what a person needs being 10, 12, 15 years old. Thank you.
Anybody else who wants? Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Dear Toastmasters, dear guests, dear Madam Table Topics Master, what we see on this picture is a hardworking man. What we see on this picture is a representation of the dignity of labor. What we also see here is a piece of art. And as we know, the art is truly universal. And in my humble opinion, the purpose of art is to evoke emotions, is to build images, is to stimulate, is to inspire. What does this picture inspire? What does it bring in our deepest and furthest away parts of the soul to the forefront? To me, it is a passion for the lifelong learning. The learning of trade, the learning of new skills, the learning of the world that surrounds us, and the learning, first and foremost, of ourselves. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Online guests, do you want to participate? Alla, Miles, Colm. Do you want to take part?
If possible, I would like to participate. I'm Alla.
Okay, you're welcome.
Uh-huh. What do I see here? I see a small kid who is deeply in love with his dog. And on his face, we see really the expression of happiness. And by the way, the same expression is for his dog as well. And the weather around is also full of joy and happiness. It's a hot summer, evidently. That's why I think I would like to have the same expression of happiness on my face like this kid has. That's how it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I need to think of what I think about this picture, right? All right. So, well, I mean, the sea for me, it's really everything. I grew up next to the sea, so the sea or any water body uh, gives me peace. And that's probably one of the reasons why I decided to move now and I live in front of the river, which is not the sea, but it's close. And I think the sea brings you peace. And what I see in this picture is a couple and, you know, having a nice day, relaxing maybe after, you know, after a week of work, getting detached and losing contact with technology and all the things that right now keep us busy and distracted from what is really important, the emotions in the moment and the people who are with you and right now. So for me, I mean, when I see this painting, it's a picture, but I think it comes from a painting, it brings me peace to see it and it makes me feel relaxed. And actually, I kind of feel now like going to the beach. So thank you.
Do you want to take part?
Yeah?
So what we can see on this picture is the actually man playing the guitar. So you can see from his face that actually he really enjoyed that. And I guess this picture illustrates that the person found his uh, love, not his uh, calling. Yeah, he's following his passion, and he's like have time for that. He's kind of talent for that. And I like actually the style. So it's not like the box pictures, so they're not like into detail. So it's like the emotions, like the music, like the sounds, like the waves. So it's, you can see this hot, the colors, positive vibes. So I guess the picture reflects the happiness of your holding. And of course, I think it's a deep happiness itself why you're holding in life.
Thank you.
I will explain how we're going to vote today. You know, old-fashioned time with paper. And those who are online, please write the direct message to me. Okay, so I have this piece. You can write, oh, Daniel is prepared. Okay. So a minute for the voting for the best table topic speaker. Okay. Write the name of the winner. Okay.
Okay, guys, so it's time to sum up my part and to give the floor to the Mr. General Evaluator. So I think that the older or elder, no, I think older, the older we become, the more challenges and responsibilities we have, the more problems we face. I think that the more we forget about what happiness is. I think that that picture that I was describing during my table topics, it's all about happiness. It's about living the present moment. It's about being aware of things we're going through. It's about basically be ourselves the way we can and don't try to overwhelm our mind and like our life with unnecessary things. And just probably the last but not the least thing is that just remember that happiness is a road, and it's absolutely true. We have to work on being happy and being positive, on making our brain produce happiness and not negativity. Well, with that, I would like to welcome on the stage actually it's a great privilege for me to welcome on the stage our General Evaluator, Miles Flake. Miles, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Christina, and welcome fellow Toastmasters and guests. And it's my privilege to be your General Evaluator. And as General Evaluator, I host this part of the meeting. We've had speeches, prepared formal speeches from 2 speakers. Then we had table topics, which is impromptu, or as we sometimes say, off the cuff presentation skills. Now, I'm following a procedure that I used to use, or we used at a Calgary Pace Setters Toastmasters Club. And so to start off with, I would like to have Daniel, the timer, tell us just the times for the 2 speeches, the 2 formal speeches. And so the first speech was by Anna. And could you give us, did she meet her time of 5 to 7 minutes? What was her time? If I could have the timer's report. If you're not ready, I can do it later, but I'm just, yes. So
Yeah.
the time for the first presentation was Anna Gonzalez.
Yeah, so it was 7 minutes, 10 seconds.
7 minutes, 10 seconds, very good. So that's just 10 seconds over. And if this was a speech contest, you are allowed to be 30 seconds over, I believe, is the rule. And how about for Combs' speech? What was his time?
It was 5:40.
5:40. So he was right within the 5 to 7 minutes. Now, thank you for that, Daniel. Let's now ask our personal evaluators to come forward and to evaluate Anna. We have Maria. Please, Anna, or Maria, please come to the front and speak directly into the microphone so we can all hear you clearly. And you have 2 minutes to do a personal evaluation.
Hello. Okay, I'm in the middle. So I'm Anna. I will stand in for Maria. She's absent. And Colm, you know, I have a special hobby to evaluate your speeches. Can you hear me? Yes, I have a special privilege to evaluate your speeches. So today, I hope I will do my best. I would like to thank you for 3 things. The first, your speech was really useful at this hard time. What? I should look here. Is really useful to remind that the hobbies can keep us in good mood. The second thing, I really liked your structure. You had 3 distinct, very vivid stories about your favorite hobby, cycling. So the structure was very good. And the third thing, I really liked your vocal variety at some point when you talked about singing, karate. You even used your gestures to, I would say, illustrate. No. So you did it great. Then 2 things to improve probably next time. Ending. They were, you know, the ending had 2 parts. In the first part, you gave us 4 types of hobbies. For fun, I'm sorry, I don't remember the old, but so 4 types of hobbies. So don't think about just one, 4 hobbies. And then you gave the second advice, never forget your sunscreen. Probably it was too much for the ending. I would use just these 4 types. Yes, very useful ending. And then add this phrase, and never forget your sunscreen. Just without the second advice. It made your ending a little bit too complicated. And the second thing, okay, you use your gestures very well. You use your hands and arms. Though, as I have already told you, you are a little bit how to say, steep, yes, here. So your body doesn't move. Huh? Okay, so probably okay, yes, I won't speak for 7 minutes. So try to follow your arms and hands more next time. Thank you, Colm. I really, really like to speak and the hobbies and cycling. And I really followed you to those trips in France. So you described the trip so well that I really could imagine that. Thank you. Goodbye. Please. Huh?
Thank you, Anna. Now, excellent. We'll move to Daniel Zakharov to evaluate Anna Gonzalez's speech. The show must go on. And Daniel, you also have 2 minutes for the personal evaluation.
Dear Toastmasters, dear Anna, the purpose of your speech was related to the skill set of the leadership development. And what the true and genuine leaders do, they inspire optimism. And this is exactly what your speech was doing. Your speech was exuding. We can't go to Europe.
Please be closer to microphone. No sound at all.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Because there's literally less than a centimeter between my lips and the microphone. And
yeah, it's a directional microphone, so you have to speak straight into it, it seems, with this microphone. Now we've lost the sound again. Still can't hear you. Must be a connection, maybe the
what
battery.
shall we do with the sound?
Okay, now you're on. Again, just hold the microphone up and don't talk like this. It seems to work better this way.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. Anna, your speech was exuding optimism. You have chosen a very relevant title for your speech. It reflected exactly what you have told us. You have used the slides to visually demonstrate the key features of your plan. That was very well achieved. You excelled in your gregarious presentations, delivering your message. Wonderful. You even highlighted some key features of the project. And you have acquainted us with the members of your team. What perhaps you could have done slightly better is trying to be more relevant to the audience in this case, because you have chosen a commercial project, and for a variety of reasons, perhaps commercial as well, you were not able to present all the details. So perhaps choosing a more open type of a project, more related to our life in Toastmasters, could be a better choice. One thing to progress on, again, your project was about choosing a goal, setting up a guidance committee, and looking it through, seeing it through. What you have achieved is you lost yourself slightly somewhere between the managerial position, too many details, and the leadership position, inspiring all the forward-looking guidance. And it was neither here nor there. Perhaps choosing a better focus in that respect could be even a more powerful, could give a more powerful impact to your presentation. But once again, a gregarious presentation, optimistic, forward-looking. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that evaluation, Daniel. And also thank you for Anna stepping in to provide the personal evaluation for Colm. Well done. So as general evaluator, I try to give an overall impression of the meeting. Everybody has probably voted by now. That's great. And I'm doing double duty because I also volunteered not only to be the general evaluator, but also to have one of the specific roles of another function, and that is the grammarian and awe counter. I did detect Anna using the word privilege, and congratulations to her for that. Maybe it was used some other points as well, but that's what I noted. And in addition to wonderful use of the English language, we are blessed to have Daniel Zakharov, who's a very eloquent speaker. And I liked how he just gave us the word gregarious, which means lots of emotion and power and personality. That's what gregarious means. So well done, Daniel. One of the things that I would also like to point out as very well done was Christina as Toastmaster. Toastmaster for the meeting is essentially the master of ceremonies. And she skillfully, I noticed, saw that Anna Gonzalez needed a little bit more preparation time just to get her slides queued up and displayed. And she just segued right into going back to the question that she had asked people to as a warm-up, as an icebreaker. And she continued to have people talk about where does happiness come from. And that was very skillful because we didn't have any dead air time because of her action there. And that gave Anna a moment to get her slides organized. We had two wonderful examples of evaluation, and that's why we come to Toastmasters. it's not only to give a speech, but to actually have some positive reinforcement, some positive critique. And there's a couple of styles that were used today. Anna talked about what she liked. And she was, I would say, using the sandwich approach, which I'm not sure if you can see this on my slide, but the sandwich is you want to create a sandwich or a hamburger saying some strengths. And she gave 3 strengths that Colm had in his speech. And then some meat in the sandwich, something for Colm to build upon. She did that. And she then, for the final piece of bread, again, something positive, she gave an encouraging summary of how Colm was very vivid. Daniel also gave a wonderful detailed review for Anna, and that she's an accomplished speaker. So he really had to focus in on some substantial suggestions, and he did a very encouraging job of that. So those were some of my observations. There is something I would like to emphasize. Paulina did a wonderful job in presenting the table topics, the opportunity for impromptu speaking, and she had it set up with slides, wonderful, colorful slides that people could talk to. One suggestion for table topics is to try to say the person's name at least 2, maybe even 3 times, so that we know who's coming up. And also, there were some people who were standing off camera, and that's just another tip for us to learn when we're conducting these sorts of hybrid meetings where it's both in person and on camera and using the microphone. Now, let's see, where else am I supposed to talk about here? Wonderful job. We will now call upon the timer, Daniel Pazakov, to give us the other times, and then that'll be followed by Alexandra, our quizmaster. So please, Daniel, timer, what were the times? Come on up to the front or on camera and talk directly into the microphone, please. Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if there's a switch that keeps getting bumped or battery connection. Still not hearing anything. I wonder what is going on there.
Maybe now?
Excellent.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so this is my second time with the timer, and I can say that this time is much better than the first time. So we had only small exceeding of the time limit of Anna. That's 10 seconds. Don't forget about it. Actually, our personal evaluators were a bit longer than when they had to. Both actually, and both like 30 seconds. So it's the something. And to be honest, I experienced hard time to evaluate the grammarian report by you, because you can combine both together, general evaluation and the grammarian. So I tried to kind of cut what part was reporting to the grammar report, and I got 3 minutes 32 seconds. So it's a bit more than actually time limit. I also want to say that we started 7:38, which is almost on time. Perfect break, perfect table topics. So yeah, so overall, everything.
Well done, Daniel. Thank you. Now over to Alexandra for our quizmaster. This is where we hopefully will be able to answer the challenging questions if we were listening carefully enough.
So, guys, I already do some interesting questions. Are you guys ready? Okay, okay. So I've been listening to you very attentively, and I've got some curious questions to check your attentiveness. So the first question goes to, by the way, Miles. I have to ask you. I'm really interested. Are you standing?
Yes, I am.
The whole meeting instead of sitting? Wow.
Well, no, I right now I'm standing, and I do also have a tall stool, and now I'm sitting on the stool. But yes, I am standing, so I am a little more animated.
Well, great tip. Yeah, I guess me and maybe Anna and maybe some of you will try to use this tip on the next weeks. Okay, so let's move on to questions regarding your guys' interesting stories and thoughts about happiness. So my first question is, how many hobbies does Khan advise us to have?
4.
4. Yes, that was a simple question. So can you remember which hobby goes for what? Can you list them? Health, heart,
Money,
and
peace.
And peace. Wow. So, are we right?
Yes, money, health, joy, and peace.
Peace. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Well, so you guys have such a good memory, I must admit. Wow. Who found a sign in an ordinary conversation with a friend which encouraged this person to work on her or his personality? Yeah, exactly. So she went for a coffee with a friend, and that was a game changer. All right. Well, what is the purpose of art according to Daniel? What is a purpose of art according to Daniel? No. To encourage people, to inspire. So Daniel, could you please tell us the right answer? What is the purpose of art? Yes. And inspiring people. I guess Anna was very close to the answer. Yeah, so okay, thank you. All right, let's move on. How did Anna overcome an obstacle she and her team have faced with expanding their business? Do you remember? Yeah. So they were going to expand their business in where? In Europe, yes. Initially, yes. But after the crisis, Asia. They decided to take a look at Asia. That's right. Okay. Let me check whether I have other questions. Yeah, I guess another one. So, who thinks marrying the right person is a key to happiness? Yeah. Yeah, so Yuri mentioned at the end of his speech, a table topic session, that marrying the right person is a great thing. So do you guys agree?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. And as long as I have a privilege to ask questions tonight, I'd like to ask you an additional one from my own. So several years ago, a scientific research was conducted, and it aimed to define things that affect the sense of happiness, human sense of happiness, the most. An interesting research, I think. Can you guess how many factors did the scientists find? 5. How many factors? How many factors influence our sense of happiness greatly? So we have the first option, 5 factors. Okay. Any other options? Doesn't matter. 10 factors. 3 factors. Well, surprisingly, they have found only 2 factors that influence our happiness the most. Can you guess them? The weather, fulfilling job, and everything, goals and dreams. Okay, so achieving your goals and dreams. What did you say?
Friends.
Struggling. Wow. Love. Family. Yeah. What do you think? Health. Okay. Coffee? Caffeine?
How about friends, Alexandra? Friends.
Sorry, what?
Friends?
Friends. A good option. Sunshine. Well, okay. Mental health. Okay. Thank you guys for coming up with such unusual, not unusual, but so many ideas. So eventually, of course, I reveal you the results, and surprisingly, those 2 factors are your community. So as you mentioned, friends and family. So it really matters whether people surrounding you are supporting, friendly, helping you, empathetic to you, and so on. And the next factor, the last one actually, is amount of sunny days in an area you live in. Can you imagine that? So, really? So guys, if you don't feel happy, what about moving to Greece?
Thank you, Sasha. Great quiz. Yes. Okay, so it's time to wrap up, right, Miles? Or you want to say some? Have you finished?
I would like. Okay, I'll wrap up and just thank everybody for what a happy meeting we had today with friends. And happy and happiness actually comes from the word happenings. So we have to roll with the happenings. And I think we are doing that. Even though these are difficult times, we're still great friends. Mir druzhba.
Yeah. And you know, we have the third word in this phrase, mir druzhba zhivachka. Do you know what zhivachka means? Okay,
no, I don't.
Zhivachka is a bubble gum. Chewing gum. Yeah, chewing gum. And
that makes me happy too.
This phrase appeared, I will tell you how this phrase appeared, and sometimes I will write to you. No. Okay.
Very good.
So
thank you.
It's time to wrap up. So can you move? Probably, I don't know. you can, I can stand here and you will see us all. So guys, we were privileged to see you today, not as so many people, but the friendliest, the smartest, the prettiest, right? Yes, great speeches. Yes, all the girls. Cole, Miles, Ala, thank you for coming. It's time to announce the winner of the table topics, right? So, drum roll. And the winner today is Ala. Ala, congratulations.
Thank you so much. A rather unexpected result. Maybe there was some human communication in my short speech. And it was estimated by the audience. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Okay. Next thing I'd like to say, you know, this Saturday we had area contests and we had we had, and our participants from our club took some awards. So first I would like to say that Ana Gonzalez won the first place in international speech contest, and the third place in evaluation contest. And Alina, our president, she won the first place in the Russian speaking speech contest, and in evaluation she was the second. So yeah, so great ladies, great wins, victories. Yeah, four victories. So they're going to proceed to the division conference that it's going to take place in May, 14th of May. Right. Our next meeting will be in 2 weeks. It's going to be April 13th. And I think with this, we'll say goodbye to each other. If anyone wants to take a role at the next meeting, you know what to do. Okay, bye guys. Goodbye.
Bye. See you on April 13th.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye,
Take
Colin.
care.
Bye, Ella. See you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
If you haven't left, we can take it. Oh, no. They have left.